Good morning. It's Rosboundy here. I'm here for what is a little bit later than I anticipated for the live stream that I do every day. And thank you to the borrowed dong use to be able to enable this for this and this week coming. Had a slight change of plan, so I'm still going to be in Meningie for the coming week. So it's lovely to be here though to share these cards. So I think I've taken the photo and sent it to my Facebook. I'm just going to actually have a look here because I'm on my iPad, which you know how I love that. I'm just going to move over and just see if it is doing it. That I did it right. Otherwise, I might have to end this one and go into the creating another again swiftly, if that's the case. So, good morning, Diane. Obviously, then I am on Facebook, so I'm not going to bother looking there. Oh, yes, of course, I'm well. It's a beautiful day, and I'm about to swap it round to the back camera, and you'll actually be able to see out the window in a minute at that lovely, I'm told it's a diasma bush. I'm not all that good at these sorts of things, you see. So I think I've got that right. And I'm hoping I haven't cut myself off again. Great, there it is. We've got the diasma bush. So I'll move straight away to the cards. And this time I'm going to keep a bit better eye on the comments. So here we have the cards for the day today. The usual 5-card spread. As I started spreading these, I thought, oh my goodness, doom and gloom, but it's not really. We've got the energy here of that one there is the first card that is in the workspace, work energy. This one is the home energies that we have. Here we have the unexpected card. I like that, masks. Here we have your role as the card 4, and right in the centre, of course, is the outcome of the day or the general gist of the full day. In that sense, we've got coffin here. Now, in fact, this is where I thought, oh, doom and gloom. No, do I have to really, toss off, get rid of something else again in my workplace? And I suppose it is for the length of time it's taking for me to move through what I am needing to do for the shift back to Port Elliot. It probably is seeming like a never-ending thing and like I can't seem to just get it done. It is very hard when you've got the not ancestral, but some of it is. Some of what I'm moving through is actually the history or, old things of what was mum and dad's, but their mum and dad's and their mum and dad's. So it's my great grandparents. Anyway, it's more than one great that I'm going through some of the stuff and thinking, oh, gee, do I keep it? Do I pass it on to others in the family, or is it something that needs to be just passed on and sold now? Because as we do in our society now, try to minimise, it takes so much more space to store things, which we're not having, we're not using, we don't want to keep as much as we used to. So, and that is my case, my story. And even in the workspace, I'm going through old records of my own business that I helped start up with my ex-husband. That certainly has some history for me too, because we started from scratch and built it ourselves. It is still going, that business, but I've got some of the old records that, do I pass back on to him if he wants it for posterity? All those decisions. So it really is moving things on, and not so much a death, but it is that factor of, for me, it's a passing on as if it's a death. It's the coffin. You're putting things in for that next role and lifetime. It actually has, because that's what the Egyptian culture was, reincarnation. So we can move on. And then next thing, I had the cross in the home energy. And that really is ditching stuff that really doesn't need to be my load. It's the cross we need to bear. It's that sort of meaning behind the cross card. So it's another aspect in the home energy, because I work from home, I suppose that also ties in, because naturally that's going to be like that for this energies. Yeah, it is, isn't it, Diane? And also, yeah, the history. I have a lot of things here. Whoops, I'm off mark there. I was supposed to be showing on the cross. I have a lot of things that are quite old here that need to be looked at. And hi, how are you, Carol? It's lovely to see you here. Now, with that, so of course, that's just a continuation from there. It's still, even in the home space, there's more that I need to actually let go of in this space. So it's been a very interesting process. And then we have this one that's in the unexpected. It is the masks. And if you see there's one in every direction, more than likely if you go around, you walk around the other side, it could be another mask even. But and maybe there is also that tunnel through, or the doorway through, on each of those other sides, if we can imagine it. But we're looking at this as that face that we're seeing now, what we are faced with in this instant, this present moment. It's almost like that thing about worry. Why worry? It's no use. It's wasted energy. There's no, it's not actually something that exists except in your own mind. And I'm feeling that this could be that when this pops up, remind yourself when it feels like there's a mask on, whether it's you or those who you're dealing with through the day, that it's only a mask, that it's our choice sometimes to protect ourselves, but also, or put on a mask. But there are times when, even for ourselves, we need to be taking that off and walking through that doorway that is the truth, of who we are, or what is behind each and every one of those masks that people put up. There is a human being. There is someone who is desiring love, happiness, joy, peace, all of those things, and probably a lot of wealth. Seems to pop up a lot for people. Here we are at the fourth card. This is the Your Role. So we're at the Well. I think we've had that a couple of times now in the readings. So it really is asking us, needing to dig deep and get that handle working when you need it. Actually ask for the the guidance as you're looking. I can remember a movie once that was really deep into looking into the well and looking deep, and you'd actually speak into it. I don't know that it was a wishing well, but it was something certainly that had a spirit or a guidance or some entity that was full of wise oracle type sayings and things that you'd ask your question and you get that response back if you were open to it. I find that that's probably part of what your role is being open to what you actually are seeing in the bottom of your well, what you are looking at in your own resources to actually bring them up into the surface. And that's your role. So as you're working through your day, that's what you're doing. And today we actually have the more gentle lady energy. So this is the lady, it's the young one. It's not the expanded edition extra where it's the older woman. This is the young lady, and she's actually in that very lovely reflective mode. So I think for today, as you look at all of those cards, it's actually reflecting a very gentle energy. It's suggesting to me, as far as having that lady as the outcome, that central card, it's giving that feminine, gentle, intuitive, nurturing side to the day. So keep that in mind as you're looking through these cards again for yourselves, in what they're actually going to mean for you personally, and take that, the points that you see in each of these cards in detail. Follow where your eye is going in its unfocus, so that you can see what the focus is that your guidance is giving you around each of these cards, and follow that guidance to what you need to be listening to. I'm sort of hesitating here. I'm going back to the other camera, you see. And I did it without popping. I did it without losing myself on the dropping out. That's interesting. I did it. I did it. I did it. Where did I get to? Yeah, it's putting the focus, like noticing where your focus goes when you're looking at each of the cards, because it ultimately is your own intuition and gut feeling around those messages that you're going to get. That, do you get them? Do you receive them? Be gentle with yourself and nurturing of yourself as you're actually accepting that guidance that you're seeking. And it is, that heart space, be in that as you're looking at these. Know that that's where you're wanting to come from, if that's where you're wanting to come from. Not everybody really likes, well, it's not suitable for everybody, but it is there available for everybody. And it's also the right time will pop up where these different messages will come to you in the day as well. So move forward with love in your heart, move forward from your heart, that all that you're doing in the day is to your greater good, that it's going to create for you that being the best person that you can be. So I'm going to leave it there, and we'll see you tomorrow morning around about the 8 o'clock. And I'm still hoping to be able to do the Tuesday's intuitive chat with Leanne and Roz tomorrow as well. But I am going to be on a slower, I've got to do that one from the laptop as the host. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, tomorrow morning first. Till then, thank you very much for being here. It's lovely to see the faces. And, oh, there's a comment. I don't know what was in that one. It looked empty from this side. I'll look at it back in the... I'll actually leave that up, see what comes up. Nothing? Yes? No? Oh, spaces. Oh, look, it's lovely doing this work. I loved live streaming. So thank you for being here. Share it around for those that you think might appreciate having the guidance like this. And we'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock, roughly. Bye for now.